Are you with us? Okay, so Marcelo got lost. We're on the way. So I'll walk through what is Connection Travel, our company, Israel for a while. It's a long stuff, but let's take it step by step, okay? First of all, Israel. It's a really tiny country, as you can see. The major city, the metropole, is Tel Aviv. Jerusalem is the capital, of course. As you would see here, it's more or less 50 minutes from one point to another. Jerusalem to the death, it's 45 minutes. So to cover Israel, in a sense, for like 10 days, it's perfect time. I mean, and of course, you can do Jordan on the way, Dubai, Turkey, lots of other areas around the Mediterranean. Some, issues with the electrical stuff, a credit card accepted everything. $1 is 3.2 shekels. Weekends, Friday and Saturday, and not Sunday. This is the landscape of Jaffa towards the city of Tel Aviv. That is just marvelous. Languages spoken around Israel, of course, Hebrew and Arabic are the official languages, though English widely spoken. Everywhere you will head to, you'll find someone that speaks English on the way, no problem, none whatsoever. The Mediterranean. It could be hot around here, of course. From my opinion, the perfect time to arrive to Israel is either by March to May and October, November. The weather is perfect. Humid is out of the way. If you come around now, in a sense, it's more or less 80-85% humid, so I wouldn't even dare. Israel main airport is the Ben Gurion airport, more or less half an hour to Tel Aviv. Fact about Tel Aviv, of course. Mediterranean, fabulous, more than 14 kilometers of perfect beaches. Commercial, as we said, the metropole of Israel, liberal, fun. Weekends here are crazy. Literally the party capital of the Mediterranean. Jaffa, the old port, biblical, of course. You'll find the flea market that is marvelous, just to get lost, in the small, tiny streets. Jaffa, from my sense, is the perfect present, if you'll call. Just to walk around the small, tiny streets, a lot of artists. There's a beautiful artist quarter. The market, the flea market, is fabulous, colorful, food-wise, beautiful. As we said, 14 kilometers of coastline. Just finished renovating the whole promenade area for the last 4 years or so. There's no, as you can see here, there's no literally border between the promenade and the beaches. And it's all around here, all through the week, really. Just, in a bit of information, tax-wise, pay over 400 shekels, and you get the plane tax refund at the airport. Easygoing, exciting nightlife. It's really exciting nightlife. I mean, all through the week, 7 days a week, the bars, the restaurants, youngish, beautiful, just to walk in and out, all around Rothschild Boulevard, the main area in town. Love it. LGBTQ. I mean, you'll find Tel Aviv and Israel in general, but Tel Aviv, such a liberal area. You'll have bars. June, more or less around June, is the big, festive all through June. Plenty of people from all over the world are arriving, more than, not now around COVID, but in just normal year, more than 1 million people just heading around Tel Aviv. So beautiful. As we said, short drive from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem, 45 minutes, and it's, different world, from Tel Aviv, the modern and the vibrating, to Jerusalem. Jerusalem has this side of, history and everything, though Jerusalem. It's the jewel of Israel. You can't visit Israel without, of course, being in Tel Aviv and Jerusalem, home of the three monotheistic religions, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, the old city and the new city. The old city is made up of Christian, Muslim, and Jewish Armenian quarters, as you can see here, the four quarters. Everything is walkable. It's not that easy, but everything is walkable. As we mentioned, the old city is very diverse because, of the four, religions, and even more, the Druze and others. But the bustling areas of the site are really nice. The spiritual atmosphere that you get to Jerusalem, everyone will feel it immediately. As soon as you enter the city, even, to the old city, moving to the old city of Jerusalem, you find this religious, atmosphere. If you can see, even the stones just around, if you see the stones around here, and all around Jerusalem are made from the same Jerusalem stone that you must build in the same one all around the city. It gives the city different style because everything is made of these beautiful stones around. The city of Jerusalem, it's different than the old, of course. I will show you how. First of all, Yad Vashem, it's the Holocaust Memorial. At least spend half a day over there. Gives you an overview of the last 7 years from, the Holocaust up to our modern days. It's really moving, informative as well. Again, half a day. The Israel Museum is the biggest museum in Israel. Archaeology, history, art, everything that comes in mind from the Mediterranean area. Again, half day at the Yad Vashem and half day at the Israel Museum. They are located one of the other. Now, as we said, Jerusalem, it's a bit more relaxed, but the nightlife really nice as well. Restaurant, bars, Machne Yehuda Market. That is wonderful. Thursday nights, it becomes really big party. Just walk around, in and out, the small little stalls. Must walk around evening times as well. So Jerusalem and Tel Aviv, as we've mentioned, are the beautiful cities and the major one, but there are much more areas to figure out. As well, from Tel Aviv, if you head up north, for example, to Haifa and Tiberias, 2 hours here, 2 hours there. In Israel, they always mention, 1 hour you'll get here, 1 hour you'll get there. So 2 hours from Tel Aviv up north, for example. Accra, city built by Richard the Learned, the best of the Crusaders, beautiful. It's underestimated, for my opinion. Just walk along the city, the markets, the smells, food-wise, fresh fish, the restaurants, name it. Haifa, from Accra, it is up north, more or less 40 minutes down south, located Haifa, one of the main cities in Israel as well. More rough daily, but School of Haifa is fine gardens. 19 terraces. The gardens are just amazing. There are 2 entrances from down here and up around from there. All around the day. If you head up north or down south, it's a must see the behind part. Okay, the Galilee area. If this is, as we said, Accra and Haifa, 1 hour to Haifa, another more or less half an hour to Accra, you'll get to the Galilee area, the rural area, the mountain inn. Beautiful. 2 days at least to cover the area with Nazareth, Tiberias, and Sea of Galilee. As we mentioned, of course, Nazareth, childhood, the home of Jesus. So this is the place that you really get the idea of Christianity. Okay, from up north, we move down south. I'm sorry that I'm doing it quickly because I don't want to take too much of your time. The Dead Sea, that is just marvelous, one of the 7 wonders in the world. Ein Bokek is the main hotel area. Let's go through it. This is how it is. Instagram, Facebook, everyone is taking those pictures with the mud up, just cover the body. It's the lowest point on earth. This is to cover the stuff with mineral rich mud and floating. It's a must. Again, at least half a day, people just spend like a week, for medical purposes as well. but at least half a day to do that. This is En Bokek area. This is the main hotels area of Masada, the ancient city of the desert, half an hour from the Dead Sea area. This is a big major site for Judaism. Epic story of the Jewish, you know, running for their life, fighting against the Romans. And long story short, if may I just committed like suicide altogether, but it's like an epic story that every Jewish, either like teenager, soldier, are learning about. Negev Desert, go down south all the way to Elat, incredible landscapes, abundant wildlife as you see, but it's really important to know that those days it's flourishing. You'll find Bereshit Hotel that is fantastic. They've just opened out 6 senses. These are resorts that are just more than amazing. 5 stars deluxe that are just beautiful. This is the landscape from Mitzpe Ramon. Ramon crater is must as well. If you're into, you know, desert activities, so you'll find a lot to do over there. Eilat is the southest border of course, from Israel to Jordan and to Egypt. Amman International Airport is located 40 minutes from Eilat. You can fly out from Ben Gurion Airport, the main airport, to Eilat, and then cover, you know, instead of riding for 4.5 hours, 40 minutes, you're in Eilat. So Eilat, as you mentioned, this is like the Key West of Israel, if I may say. You know, plenty of activities, snorkeling, diving, swimming with the dolphins is wonderful as well. The place is beautiful. I mean, just imagine that, you know, the sea, all the resorts, the desert area, the brownish, and the evening time is literally like reddish, just beautiful. Land of creation, as you can see. This is what about Israel for the last 10, let me go up while I'm sorry. For the last 10 or 15 years, Israel had become a culinary, I would say, estate, because every corner that you'll find, I wouldn't call it like Michelin style, but restaurants and food-wise is just amazing. Tel Aviv, Jerusalem, up north, everything is fresh. Farm to table is not a cliche. It's literally farm to table. I mean, this is like the grandmother's cookings meeting the modern style. So plenty of Israeli restaurants can be found now even in Europe and all around. Israel wine map, again, for the last 25 years from the 80s, the weather is fantastic around here for wine. It's not too, it depends, but it's not too hot like Italy, that wine-wise, all around, there are like plenty of wineries next to Jerusalem, up north, down south, that are just amazing. This could be a total different tour. I mean, just to come to Israel, for 10 days, only for winery tours and gastronomical. This is another area. Fun, sporting, and virtual stuff, you can get, you know, wild around here. From up north, the river, Hayarden River, to go to the Hermon Mountain, of course, even snow-wise along December, winter time, that is wonderful. Down south, as we had mentioned, along the desert, that are just fantastic. Okay, for us, connection travel, you'll find, you know, plenty of options, either to do groups, FIT travels, FIT guaranteed departures all around the year, and nice as well. I just go to the FIT's guaranteed departures every week too, Sunday to Wednesday, of course, official guide, English speaking one, the circular tours, as Tammy will show you, that I will show you just from here. This is the way it starts. Tel Aviv, up north, down south, Jerusalem, and you can do, of course, Jordan as well. So Tel Aviv, the Mediterranean coastline, through the Galilee area, the biblical sites, down to Jerusalem, and the Dead Sea area. This is the circular one. Hotels in Israel, 5 stars, you know, the major ones you can find all over the world, the Hilton, Marriott, Sheraton, Kempinski is just about to open. That is really nice. Thai from Jaffa and up north. East Hotel is the local one. Dan, plenty of nice ones. The Disco, the boutique hotel are just popping up like mushrooms all around Israel. As we said, the estates or the resorts are literally wonderful. So this is Israel. I mean, if I may say so, the old and the new just clashes here, and the dynamics, you know, is really outgoing, just wonderful. The pace is nice, and again the dynamics, beautiful area to visit. Sorry. So, any question that comes in mind, anything that pops up that you want to know about the area?